Hello.
Hey, Robbie Rowan from Silver Tiger Media. How are you, mate?
How are you?
Very well indeed, thank you. It's such a privilege to speak with you, and thanks very much for your time.
No, not a problem. We're actually really excited to go to Australia. We've never been, so it's a long time coming.
Absolutely. We're very much looking forward to it as well. Congratulations on your sixth studio album, 1,000 Horsepower. I've always loved your work, but this album is just next level. It's utterly phenomenal.
Yeah, we're real proud of the last two records, The Oracle and then this one. And we kind of went back to old school, how we used to write and all four of us get together in a room and hash out everything, and it really paid off, and we're real proud of it.
Oh, it's fantastic. Cram-packed full of outstanding tracks like FML. 58,000 copies sold in the US in the first week, landed number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart. How does it feel to know that your work is so utterly treasured by so many people worldwide?
It's awesome. It's hot. There's no words to explain it. It feels really good. You know, we've been blessed, considering where we came from and how we started, and record labels not wanting to listen to us, and and we were persistent and kept on working our butts off, and that now you can just sit there with a big smile on your face.
Oh, absolutely. It's so well deserved too. Can I ask you, what was the inspiration for the name of the band Godsmack? It was started out as a joke. We were doing our original drummer. We were doing a picture shoot. He came in with a herpy on his lips, and then Sully was a wise ass. I was saying something to him, and then a few days later, Sully comes in with a herpy on his lip, and we all made fun of it. And Tony goes, "Hey, you just got Godsmacked." And that's basically how the name came. That's how we used the name. There's also a song from Alice in Chains called Godsmack too, but this is more about calmer, and it had really nothing to do with the Alice in Chains thing and what their version of Godsmack is. Oh, terrific. Thank you for clarifying. Why the decision to include the almost folk introduction to something different? Is it because it's something different?
Yeah, that song was just, I was in the room when Sally started playing the riff, and it was just, it just had something special to it. It was something that we'd never done before. We kind of went away a little bit. To me, it's more like Foo Fighters type song.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those. It just hit. It was one of those songs that once we recorded it, we're like, hey, this is a good one.
Absolutely, it is too. The track itself really highlights again your musical skills and diversity. Yeah,
we're pretty proud of our playing. We never used Pro Tools live. We are a live band, and a lot of times we track everything live in the studio too. All our that album we came out with, Live and Inspired, that was basically us taping ourselves every night. We had a guy come in and go, hey, pick a good show. He picked it, and there wasn't much editing. We just remixed it and put it out. So we're pretty proud of our playing. We work hard at that. We're always, practicing. And Tony, he plays 20 hours a day. He's just a maniac. All he does is play. So, yeah, we're pretty proud of our playing ability.
Most certainly, and given you are a live band, but appearing at Soundwave 15 is such a big treat for us out here. Are you feeling the love at all on things like social media and the keen anticipation that's obvious here on Australian shores?
I can't. Like I said, we've never been to Australia, so I don't know what to expect. I've never been to these. I heard all about these festivals, the Soundwave Festival. It's like I heard it's unbelievable. I just looked at the lineup and how many stages it is. So I'm looking forward to this, to seeing exactly what goes on down under, because it's and we've been hearing a lot of good stuff, and we're excited to get there. So right now I'm sitting in 0-degree weather, Fahrenheit, with 5 feet of snow. So and we're going this summer, so we're all pretty pumped on that one.
Oh, brilliant. You'll be coming out to thaw out first thing. I have to ask you, did me and Marty Walsh really declare August 6th Godsmack Day in Boston, honouring 1,000 horsepower?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting because we always consider ourselves a Boston band. We were doing marketing for the album. Our management said, "Hey, let's do something. Let's see if we can get the mayor involved, get the city of Boston involved." And they made the phone call and they said, "Yeah, we'd love that." So it was a pretty cool day for all of us, hanging out with the mayor. And he just got voted in too. So he was, he's a newbie, and he was a fan of the band. He knew about us the last 20 years, so it was a pretty cool day.
Oh, that's fantastic. Being embraced by Boston that way, it's absolutely brilliant. With all your deserved success, the scam in 1995 must seem so long ago.
The scam? The band The Scam?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Yeah, that was 20 years ago. That was like
incredible.
Before the name Godsmack, that was our name. I actually forgot all about that. You're doing some good work. You get some. You figured out some good stuff. I like it.
Thank you very much, my friend. Look, how difficult was the music scene in Massachusetts to get established?
It was really, really, really hard. I got to the point where we had to basically establish ourselves. We started playing in backyards, parties, local clubs, and then we just branched off. We tried to be in a 30-mile radius, or like an hour and a half radius around Boston, and then we'd go play, that same club every 6 weeks. And then we'd find other bands that were good, that drew some people, and we kind of had a little package together. We went around and just kept on doing it. And I think one of the best parts was the band Stained. They lived a couple hours away from us. They were a Massachusetts band too. So we would go 2 hours east where they were, play all their clubs, and they had a big following going. And then they'd come with us, around our areas where all our following was. So we played at packed houses every night. It was a pretty cool thing. We basically built the scene. And for years, I always tell up-and-coming bands that, especially local guys, because you want to do it, you got to build your own scene. You got to, sell your CDs out of your trunks and just do whatever you have to do. And, once you get that scene up, and then that's when all the labels will come and give you a listen.
Oh, brilliant. You personally started playing bass at the age of 14 and stuck to it. I have to ask, was it the band or the instrument that has kept you bass faithful all this time? It's the instrument. My dad played guitar and my uncle played bass, and I was raised on 50s and 60s music and country. I'd go play, I'd go walk into a club with my amp and make $80. I wouldn't know the music. I'd know how to play it, from listening to it all the time with my parents. And that was my foundation. And then when we started playing with Godsmack, that was just aggressive. It was aggressive music, and it's fun to play. And we've been playing now for 20 years, so I still don't get sick of it. So it's hard to explain. I do other things when I'm not playing Godsmack to keep my chops up, but it's a fun, aggressive thing to do. That's why, all the Godsmack music, it's just, I call it ground and pounding. Oh, fantastic turn of phrase. Did taking up the finger picks change your style significantly? With what? With finger picks? Can you repeat that?
Oh, that happened. I had a bass tech. Basically, when I was in the studio, I was telling him this. Usually in the studio, I play with one finger only because I was born with a birth defect. I'm a righty, but I play lefty.
Yes.
So I use my index and my ring finger on my left hand, and both the fingers sound totally different. So in the studio, I'd play with one finger. Live, you could get away with it. But, I told him that. He goes, "Hey, have you ever tried finger picks?" And I told him he was crazy and no, and I never would. And then I thought about it. I'm like, he's got a point. So I put them on. I tried to play them. I hated it. I didn't like it at all. I couldn't feel the strings. But I just knew my fingers were sounding more evenly now. I could use both fingers, all the time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to work with it. And I developed a style from it. And it's very aggressive live. And in the studio, it's just really consistent. Especially in the studio, you get really, a magnifying glass. You really want to make every note perfect, all that kind of thing. So I just started playing with them, and it got to a point, especially for Godsmack, because I don't really do any thumping or tapping in the band, so it's not that big of a deal. So, and it really, I think it really helped. The bass jumps out, and the notes jump out live. So that's why I do it.
And it works so brilliantly. You provide such a tremendous element to the sound of Godsmack. Typically, the bassist we know is often lost amongst the other musicians, but yours is just such a powerful presence. Yeah,
I've been working on my technique and my style and my sound I still work on it. I think the last 3 albums we did is pretty much, I'm using the same preamps, I'm using the finger picks, and I got this tone that I really like, and I'm playing those Spectre basses, which really is a big part of my tone. And it just sticks out, and we have a mixer that, mixes the albums really good, too. So it has a lot to do with the mixer. The last 3 records, I really feel, for the last 2, The Oracle and 1000 HP, Dave Fortman mixed it, and he's a really, really good mixer. He mixed the Live and Inspired CD from us. He produced Evanescence. That's his claim to fame. And we've been using him now for the last 2, 3, probably about 5, 6 years.
Fantastic. You personally obviously achieved great musical success at a very young age. Did it ever occur to you along the journey you might have to do something else, like maybe farming?
It's funny. I do a little farming. I have my little 60-acre ranch that I have. I was a construction guy and a roofer, so playing music and doing a little guy, to me, I call it beats, banging nails. So if I had to give up music, I'd probably, just hang out at my farm and just do what I do.
Absolutely. As long as it's not 0 degrees, you'd be fine. I know there's a massive wave of excitement ripping through Australia before you even arrive. With such a magnificent repertoire of tracks, what can we expect at Soundwave 2015?
With the songs? Are you talking
stage?
Yeah, we're gonna play a lot of our hits through all the records. We're gonna probably 2 or 3 songs on each record. We have an hour set. And it was funny too because we did a tour last fall, and so I said we'll do that set. And then I just get an email from him a couple of days ago, and he's got about 7 or 8 songs that we haven't done in years that he put on the list. So I actually been listening to him. So you're gonna hear a song or 2 on each record, and maybe 2 or 3 new ones on the new record. So.
That'll be fantastic, and the wait is almost at an end. I'm sorry, my friend, we're out of time, but I'm going to try and hit you up for a video interview while you're in Melbourne, which would be tremendous if you have an opportunity.
Yeah, we'll be there. So hopefully, your people get in touch with my people, and we get to meet and we can go from there.
Well, thank you very much for coming out to see us for Soundwave. We can't wait to see you here. Travel safe, my friend, and we'll keenly await your arrival.
It sounds good. You have a good one. I'll see you soon.
No worries. Take care, mate.
All right, Rowan.